ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम विषय जानिबा तो व्हाट इज द ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम तार एमसीक्यू all about the things what is speak what you learn what you everything. So operating system program consider Microsoft Windows, Microsoft Office. Today class operating system तो लाइव क्लास से जुड़ जाओ। तो what is the operating system? Today learn about the what is the operating system. An operating system OS is program which acts an interface between the users and the computer hardware. The interface enables user to utilize hardware resource very efficiently. Operating system as organized collection integrated set specialized programs that controls the overall operation. Computer. It is program that must have any computer for proper bowling. What is the copper bowling? What? That's the copper bowling. This style has not made. So what the style about? So what? That's the looks. Function of operating system. Process management. A process is the basic unit of execution. Execution is the operating system. It is process by which operating system can control the planning, monitoring and performance of CPU. Memory management. It is the process of controlling and coding computer system. It ensures that all process are access their memory or not. The file management. It is the main function. File management is the main function. Operating system. It manages all data files in computer system at the time execution of programs. That operating system also perform task copying file. So from orders the memory to listen the how to create up the new image disorder. So the device. What is the device management? It is the process of managing operation, maintenance, output, input device. It also facilitates interface between all connected devices. The types of operating system. What types of operating system? So batch processing operating system, the BPO, the what? The BPOS, the batch processing operating system. In this operating system, a number of jobs put together execute a group. So this operating system has more power that the responsible scheduling jobs according to priority to resource required is Unix. The single user operating system. The single user operating system is type of operating system which allows only user as time. Operating system have personal computer PC is single user OS. At the PC and OS means operating system. So their design manage the tax and time. The MS DOS, MS Windows, the MS 9X. So their design manage the tax at time MS DOS, Windows 9X, MS DOS, MS DOS, the WINDOWS, Windows 9X. What the Windows 9X? The multi-user operating system. The multi-user operating system, this OS allows multiple users. The OS allows the multiple user system access computer. This system currently it is used to computer, it is used to what it is used to computer network, allows to data application to accessed by multiple users the same time. That's the same time the multiple users can operating, that's the system. Multitasking operating system. What is the multitasking operating system? In the operating system, more than one process. The operating system one than more process, one process, so can be executed currently. It also has the user switch between running application. What is the multitasking operating system? The multitasking operating system has Linux, Linux, Linux. What is the Unix? Unix, Unix. What is the Windows 95? That's the multi. What is the multi tasking operating system? What is the multitasking operating system? Example, who said that the user speak about that the Linux, Unix, the Linux, Unix, Windows 95. What is the multi-user operating system? Same time, what is the VMS? That's the now user speak VMS. So multitasking OS, the multitasking OS classified in two, classified in two types. What is the multi-time? The two types, that's the primitive multitasking OS and cooperative multitasking OS. The primitive OS, it is the type of multitasking OS that allows computer programs to share operating system and underline the hardware resources. The cooperative multitasking OS, it is the simplest form, the multitasking in it. That's the know how to manage this multitasking OS. That's each program control the CPU. The CPU means the central processing unit. The CPU handle this. As long as needed, the cooperative multitasking OS. So time sharing operating system. Type sharing operating system. So hello Rajana. So this operating system allows multiple programs to simulation your the computer. What is the simulation? Well, is computer resource. It provides each process run is MSOS. What's the MACOS? The real time operating system. The RT খাইছি তো মালিকুম সালাম তো ଆମ ଘର ସାଉଦି ଆରବ ଭାଇ ଆଉ ତୁମ ଘର the real operating system designed to respond to an event within predetermined time. They are often used to applications such as flight reservation system, military application. This type of operating system increase the availability. There are two types real-time operating system. Hard real-time OS. In the routers, all the tasks required to complete within the special time limit. Soft real-time OS. In this RTOS, all the tasks are not required to be complete within specialized time limit. The user interface. What is the user interface? User interface. Know about the user interface. The system which provides the facility. The system has provided the facility. The interface. The user interface. User interface. That's the provide the facility to the users to interact with the computer is called the interface. So it allows user easily access to communicate. But the communicate the application and the hardware. The users can enter the computer using mainly two kind of interface. So graphical user interface, GUI, the graphical user interface. Graphical user, what is the graphical user interface? It is the computer program that enables person to communicate with computer through use of symbols, visuals, metaphor pointing device. It best known as for the implementation of the application product. The first graphical user interface designed by Xerox Corporation 1970s ରେ ବନାଇଥିଲା Xerox Corporation GUI. What is the GUI? Can be found handle device the MP3 players. MP3 players, portable media gaming device. What is the portable gaming media device? The character user interface CUI. It is also known as commonly line interface CLI. CL machine the interesting that the with computer system typing commands for specific tasks. CUI task type is after another just command or use MS DOS. That's the use for character user interface. What is the problem of the CUI? Who the speak about that? What is the CUI? The character user. Okay, Finan Lam. So okay, thank you, brother. You just comment me in this section. Thank you, love you. So character user interface. What is the character user interface? The uh, character user interface has CUI, you know. So that's the used in MS DOS. Booting starting computer application until it can initially hardware such as the computer command. There are two types: cold bolting, warm bolting. When computer turned on after the commonly shut down. So computer shutter processing combination. Control plus Alt plus delete key. Is the restart button. So some important operating system. Unix. You know Unix? The first version of Unix was developed in 1969 by Ken Thomas and Dennis Riches. The Ken Thomas, the some popular operating system. First, what is the first operating system? You know, Unix. First version of Unix was developed 1969. The first Ken Thompson and Dennis Riches. What is the Dennis Riches? It's primarily used to server rather than workstation. Should not be used by anyone. Why does understand the system? So what is the multi? Sir, Apple Macintosh. What is the Apple Macintosh? You know, what the Apple Macintosh? Apple Macintosh, MS OS. It was introduced by January 1984. Steve Jobs was initially named as System Software, which was later named MS OS. What the MS OS? Jeff Bezos द्वारा quite like to Jeff Bezos initially speak about that. Version MS OS imagery, mountain lion, tiger, panther, jugar, etc. Linux. The first Linux kernel was released in September 1991. Linux. It is an open source. The first Linux kernel. Linux is the similar to Unix. Linux is similar to Unix. So it is the, if you understand anyone kernel, okay. The Microsoft Windows. It is an operating system based on GUI developed by Microsoft. Microsoft first introduced an operating environment named Windows in November 1985. The MS-DOS Microsoft operating system. MS-DOS Microsoft DISC operating system. The DOS. What is the DOS? The DOS was developed by Microsoft 1980. What? The 1980 MS-DOS has developed. MS-DOS was the first operating system. MS-DOS was the first operating system that ran PC developed by IBM Corporation 1981. MS-DOS was the first. MS-DOS was the first operating system that ran PC developed. DOS single user operating system. It is the only MS-DOS is the operating system. It is the only operating system which can load main memory of the computer using single disk. The structure of DOS. There are four essential programs with the control computer and the way to interact with them. Boot record, it is the include loading the operating system and to main memory. It is the main program in the MS-DOS. The basic input output system, BIOS. basic input output. The VIOS full form basic input output system. BIOS, what is the full form? The BIOS basic input output system. You know, that's the important topic. It provides the interface between the hardware and programs. That's the programs. The MS-DOS. The MS-DOS say programs. It is the collection of program routine the tables that provides high-level programs as application programs. So the commands compose. It provides codes command gives users access management configuring and miscellaneous function. Wait for 2 minutes. I will come back. Just 1 minute. Okay. The keyboard let us try. Only 2 minutes. So thank you. So configuring DOS configuring Ertox the file path environment computer system config size. It adds a system according to commands. Authentic VAT when the system provider Linux external command. Xe, what is the command? Executive file .com command files .bat batches files .dos document file text file .pots program file overlays .sic the system files. Types of MS-DOS commands. There are two types of MS-DOS commands as follow. Internal commands. These commands are automatically loaded main memory when the booting process get completed. Date, time, bar, bulb, here, copy, cells. Internal commands. The external commands. These are commands required to load the computer run. Checking this, compare this, formatting this. Okay, you know about the things. Types of MS-DOS. Type of MS-DOS are total two types. Two types MS-DOS. You know, internal commands and external commands. Okay, you know, internal commands যেটা ভিতরে কুয়া যায় internal commands আর গোটে হচ্ছে external commands. External কইলে বাহারକୁ যেটা তো external commands. Internal commands, these commands are date, time, bulb, dear, coffee, CLC. That's the internal. External are checking this, completing this, and formatting, etc. So important commands that user. You know the commands. So important commands. I just speak. You just learn about the important commands. Call on the bash program. Call is the bash program for another CD. Changing dictionary, move to specific folder. CLC, clear the screen. Copy from the file another location. Date, display or the set the date. Delete or more files. DIR, display a list file folders. Yes, delete or more files. Edit, views of edit file. Exit, quit the current script routine, set error format to errors where. IF, conditionally perform. MD, create new folder. Move file from the folder to another. The path, display, set source path of executable file. Print e-data. Rename file dictionary. Add, remove an empty disk. Sort input, display output screen. Start programs command bash file display or the system. The type, display control text file. For display version information. X copy multiple file direction drives from the mobile operating system. What is the mobile operating system? The OS operator, the smartphones, tablets, digital mobile. It controls mobile devices. The design supports communication and different types of mobile application. So it has the build support multiple formats. Some popular operating system as follows. So Android, it is the mobile OS developed. That's the operating system developed by Google, who is based on the Linux main part operating system. The Linux used in Android, the operating system OS. So it is basically designed touch screen, mobile screen, tablet, smartphone. Nowadays, it is the most widely used in the computer phones. The latest version Android 11 was released 8 September 2000. What is the latest version of the Android phone is launched in 2020. Symbian, which developed sold Cambian Limited source mobile design and smartphones. The iOS, it is the popular mobile operating system developed by Apple Infusion operating system commonly used in Apple iPhone, iPad Touch, iPad, BlackBerry. It is the most operating system loading smartphone. BlackBerry company, it also WAP, the least version of BlackBerry is BlackBerry 7, which is Windows phones. It's mobile operating system developed by Microsoft 2010. It is the commercial priority. It is the 8.1. They released in June 2015. So I just read the operating system. Programming concept Microsoft and Microsoft Office. That's the operating system question has 73 question operating system. Okay, I am just stop this section. I will come back. So you are my lovely followers. Love you guys.